Some small businesses can't afford a directory listing, but they have skills and they have talent. Their talent matches the hard work and the know-how. Their workplace can be from the kitchen or a van. The business might be set up in a home or a garage. You don't find these providers listed in a book directory, but you can find them on EQICaribbean.com, the online tool you'll need to search for products and services. Because as long as you are searching, we'll be here to list them.
Yes, we're here, court in session with Avenger number 2, Keelan Phillips, and the Bajan Socut, Alan Pinder, the fantasy man. Tonight, we are without our Avenger number 1, Teron King. He's a little bit under the weather, so we're wishing him a speedy recovery. And unfortunately, he will get knocked in pick 5.
Sir.
So let's get right to it. The NBA in the East. Well, in the East, the Ben Simmons tracker, it seems that the Kings thought that they're exploring possibilities of trading for Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris. It was reported. There's a rumor. It wasn't by word, so I really don't know if that is any good.
Yeah,
but,
skeptical.
but that's the rumor out there that the Kings looking. I don't know how they will be able to match those salaries, but they're probably going to give the whole team and the coach to be able to match the salaries coming out of Philadelphia.
Maybe they could give Chris Webber and Vladimir Divac from closing
out one. We're going to go back and give, we're going to get cards and all that. Got Kings. Right.
This is rumor came out of a Big Show report by any chance?
I will not say who gave the report, but what I'll say is that was a rumor out there. Right. I will leave it at that. Court in session really don't try to give out their sources, because anybody could say anything at this point, especially when regarding to Ben Simmons. Right. The Bulls is now lost 4 in a row. They are still, though, leading the East, which is saying a lot. Coming up second is the Miami Heat. The Heat, and they won their last game. They're second, and that is, I think, a tribute to their, I don't know, they had a lot of people in COVID protocols. They had people injured, and the bus was still going on. So the Heat now is second, but the surprising team in the East is still the Cleveland Cavaliers, who is on a 5-game winning streak. Cleveland means that I have to find Santa Rare Cleveland next week. Cleveland
for real
is Cleveland.
They were down a little bit, and then they're going to come back. I know recently, as you said.
Yes. I watched them play, and I'm really impressed with how they play.
Same.
The Bucks have lost a couple of games in a couple of games. They are 2-game losing streak.
Drew is so old, right? Yeah, because I think now that might be part of it. Because I don't think Drew played against the Hawks last time. Yeah.
Right. So we have those are top 6, and then you have Charlotte, the Washington Wizards, Raptors, and Boston going from 7 to 10.
Yeah,
the notables in the East would be people that are injured, unfortunately. Zach LaVine seems to be injured. It doesn't seem to be a real serious injury, but he's injured nonetheless. And when you get these injuries where nobody didn't touch you, you start to feel that it's kind of serious. But they're saying it's not serious, so he'll be back. But Kevin Durant, he strained his MCL, and now he's out 4 to 6 weeks. So we'll see how this experiment with Kyrie playing only away games with Kevin out. We'll see how that goes for the Nets. But they seem to be sliding a bit.
Well, lucky for them to have a real heavy schedule coming up. So
Yeah, so they'll be able to have.
Curry should be available.
Curry will be able to play a lot against. But I'm still not convinced that they could beat anybody without Kevin Durant. But we'll see. So the only thing, one other notable is Bucks. Bucks may be getting back Lopez shortly. And if they get him back, then they will try to get back on a roll. But Bucks have not been doing too badly, and I don't think that once they're healthy, I think they will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Don't know with whom, but they will be Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't think anybody's really like worried about the Bucks per se, because they've been like nicked up for like most of the season, and I think I saw the record there like 14-3 or something when Drew, Middleton, and Giannis play. So like when they're healthy, they're gonna be there.
Yeah. So they'll be okay. So that's basically the East. The people in the East. What about your Avenger number 2? How about the West?
In the West, we have our usual trending up and trending down. Trending down, the Spurs have lost 6 of their last 7. So, I'm very happy about that. And strange enough, but one of the topics that I can talk about, the Warriors, they lost 5 of their last 7. So they've been struggling a bit, but we can get to that in a couple of seconds. Trending up, the Mavs have won 10 of their last 12. Even though Luka recently came back, Kristaps was in protocols, but he recently came back as well. So they've been getting the right direction. Suns been doing well. They've been doing well the whole season, but they have won 7 of their last 8. And the Grizzlies, they lost to start 11 game in the street, but I mean, like, they won right again against the Bulls, even though it was minus Zalavine, but that Bulls team is still a good team. So that was another good win for them. They won 12 out of their last 13. My player of the week, I do this one early. Devin Booker, he averaged 32 points per game for this week. So I'm going to give him the nod there, 4.5 rebounds and 4 assists. Now, the Warriors, they've been slumping a bit. I mean, we're not going to say, oh my God, they ain't going to make the playoffs or nothing. So, but I mean, like, Draymond has been out the last couple of games, and every time he doesn't play, he just shows how important he is to that team, minus whatever lower stats he always has. He's always so important to that team just by being on the court that the stats just don't show. But he's been out. Clay is still trying to catch back for him. So, not expecting him to come back and average 25. That Wando was a hype moment, but I don't think he become averaging 25 as soon as he come back. But he's coming in along nicely. And another thing that I wanted to talk about with kind of some lesser teams, because we already know how the Jazz, Sun, Warriors, how they're doing. Some injuries have kind of affected the way how some of these teams could potentially move forward. For example, the Clippers, with Paul George being out, I saw something that they're worrying, or not worrying, they're trying to gauge if they even bring him back, considering that Kawhi is also out for most of the season. They might just punt the year and done. Same with the Blazers. Damian Lillard had his surgery, so you never know. They might just say, all right, let me get Anthony Simons some run and then just shut him down. And the Pelicans, funny enough, I saw this. Everybody thinks that the Pelicans are just probably tight, right? But I saw a report saying that they still want to trade for the play, which means that they might still try to bring back Zion for this season. Pelicans.
Well, it's within reach, technically, so maybe.
Pelicans, go ahead, do whatever y'all want, because to me, I would have just said, what, let's Zion get healthy and start in that season, but do whatever y'all want, Pelicans, because y'all just be doing some stuff.
I'm not even sure if it's Zion coming back anyhow.
Yeah.
They might try something, but I don't think he's
try. Yeah.
I think they're worried about keeping him happy, and I think they want a little bit of team success and whatnot. So
yeah, that might be the reason. Yeah.
I saw a couple of reports saying that his camp is not happy with Pelicans, so
yeah,
I see how that one works out.
And finally, the last thing, my MVP tracker, we got somebody new in the top five. The person I thought I saw the same, I got Giannis. In second, I have Katie for now, but obviously that was just based on the last thing. He will drop obviously if he's not playing, unless everybody else is just horrible. Curry's in third. I got Jokic in fourth, and the person replacing DeRozan, I got Embiid. Embiid has been on a tear of late. I think he's averaging like 30 and like 12 in his last like 11 games or something like that. So he's now in that fifth place spot for the MVP.
Yeah, so that's Avenger number 2 with his picks in the West. Of course, we can't have a quarter session without going to the Bajan Socut, Alan Pinder, for his insights into this fantasy basketball. So what do you have for us, Alan?
Well, I got a couple players for you. We were talking about the Warriors earlier, and they having some injuries with Draymond being out. Someone who stepped up pretty well for them in the last few games, Jonathan Kuminga. He's been averaging about 20 points, 5 boards, doing really well with Draymond out. So, and Steph was also out for a little bit as well. I think Peyton was out, so he had some shoes to fill. But I think Steph is coming back tonight. But Draymond, I think, is going to be out for the rest of the month. So I think Kuminga should be a safe pick for the rest of the month. On ice until Draymond gets back. Once he's back, well, yeah, we'll have to look for someone else.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Kemba Walker as well. He came back during the whole COVID wave that the NBA had, and he was playing really well in the few games he was there. But Kemba got hurt, as Kemba normally does, unfortunately. And but he is going to be healthy tonight, and it looks like he's going to be starting. So.
Yeah.
You can keep an eye on him to see if Tibbs decides to actually give him back his full complement of minutes, and if he does, there's a good chance that he could be a good producer for you. So yeah, those are 2 main players you can keep your eyes on for this week.
Okay, well, yeah, I need some help, so I'll keep my eyes on those. I'm right in the middle of the pack and battling for 6th or 5th or something like that. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, so that is the Fantasy Man, Alan Pinder, the Bajan Socut. But now we have our session, Who is at the Line? At the line tonight, we want to talk about who do you think is moving at this trade deadline? Who moving at trade deadline there, Avenger number 2? Who you think?
Well, the Lakers would like to move everybody. I just point that out there. But now I'll just say, I see that I just throw a couple names, because you were talking about the Kings being connected to Ben Simmons. I saw another report saying that they want to really build around Fox and Halliburton. So Harrison Barnes might be somebody who they may look at. Buddy Hield as well. He was in trade rumors for a while now, so he may also be on the move. And another team that contenders can look out for, especially the second name. The first name might be a big haul. The Rockets. They're moving in a youth direction, so Christian Wood might not fit their timeline. But Eric Gordon, he's another veteran that I think contenders could use as a scorer off the bench, and he might not be not worth, but he might not you might not need that much to actually get him.
It would be too expensive, yeah.
Exactly. So he's somebody that a team could use for just scoring just off the bench. So I think those are a couple of names that you could look up for in the West.
Yeah, okay. So what about you, Alan? Who you think moving at deadline? Who you think that somebody out there looking to move and get the team better?
I think there's just so many people that are going to be available at this trade deadline. Indiana's open for business, so
yeah.
I think anyone on that team could move. But I think the main mover they were looking at was Miles Turner. But I think it's his injury, as they report today, might cause a little bit of hesitancy. But I think he should still be probably on the move at some point in time. A lot of people talk about Ben Simmons, but I still think that even though they're saying that they may potentially hold Ben Simmons to the end of the season, I still find it very hard to believe that. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, Embiid is having an MVP type season. And I find it hard to believe that Murray is going to waste an
Yeah.
tight season from Embiid by not filling this roster spot. I mean, the Sixers have played better recently, but I think they have to make a move to at least capitalize. I mean, you don't know how long your window is going to be there for. You might not be able to get the perfect player that you want, but I think at this stage you have to at least give Embiid something to work with and help them to maximize what they have there right now. So I definitely think that Ben Simmons should be on the move at some point in time.
Yeah, I read something about Miles Turner too, but I don't know. He has some stress-related injury.
Yeah,
so we'll see how that one goes.
I want to throw, even though it's not in the US. I saw something about Jeremy Grant for the Pistons that he might be available for them. Cause obviously he recently came out from injury, but Jeremy Grant is a piece that I think teams could also be looking at too.
I think Lakers don't have a business too, but they ain't saying it. But I think Lakers will move anybody that isn't named AD or LeBron. Everybody else could go. I really feel like they need to do something, but it seems they want to fight the court. So I don't know. There's like a company losing bare money and they're gonna fight the mid. So we'll see how that one goes with them.
Yeah.
Right. I think we lost the scope there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So now since we going to the line, now we can go straight to pick 5. And unfortunately, the pick 5, the man I think that he will win the pick 5 is not here today. So he will obviously get 0. And he will quarrel all year, but we'll just use percentages. We use percentages so that he won't be disadvantaged. We will do that to the Avenger number 1.
Yeah.
Well, not yet. If he comes by and he start playing, do really well, then we probably will start putting something. Put in a rule. It's called Avenger number 1 rule.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, the first in the pick 5. Wednesday, Portland is at Miami. Portland is at Miami. I think everybody. I going with Miami.
Yeah. So we can pencil in Tehran for Portland.
We can't do that then. No. We'll work on percentage. We can't never hit a man down. We'll not do that. On Thursday, Phoenix at Dallas.
Dallas has been playing well of late, but Aiden's still out, right? I believe so. I ain't go with the Suns still.
You going with the Suns? You going with the Suns? Alan, you going with the Suns still?
I'll go with the Mavs on this one.
Okay, so Alan going with the Mavs. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going with the Suns. And then on Friday, LA Clippers at Philly. Embiid having an MVP type of season.
Philly. So no PG, no Kawhi.
Yeah, I will go Philly.
Again,
Philly. Philly here too.
Right. And then on Saturday, OKC at Cleveland. This should be interesting.
I'm going Cavs all the way.
Okay. So you're going with Cavs?
Yeah, I don't think it would be that interesting. I think Cavs should get that comfortable.
Okay, so I really plan to go with the Cavs too, right? And then on Sunday, we have Atlanta at Charlotte.
Atlanta just had a big win, but sometimes they'd be up and down.
Yeah, they got the same problem Lakers got. They can't guard a fella.
Yeah.
That's really a picking. I'll go with the Hawks here.
You go with the Hawks. So
I go with the Hawks too. Yeah, I go with the Hawks too.
Well, I will go with Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I'm just going with Charlotte because I can't be just going with everybody all the time.
Everybody.
There's nothing analytic about that. There's just everybody going for one side and next.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I noticed the boy didn't mention my hat, right? Not that I'm on the Oakland boat or the Golden State boat, but it's just that I only had 2 hats. One was Heat and one was
So you don't have a Laker hat as a Laker fan.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You
No,
gotta have a
I
Laker
got like a shirt, but I don't think I got have the Laker. And right now, I don't think I would like to wear a Laker hat. Unless on the hat mark, trade everybody. Right?
Yeah. Boy, Lakers is. I don't
This
know what they
has
can do, boy.
been court in session, minus Avenger number 1.
Hmm.
Right now, the court is adjourned.